Well, how we doing today? Well, you know, I said the other day on a video, of course, I talked about Ozzy being my very first concert that I ever went to, Ultimate Sin Tour, 1986. And I said when I done that video, I didn't remember who my second concert was because, you know, that one was just so good. Well, I got my cork board down and went through all my stubs that I actually still have, you know, that I've collected over the years. I don't have near all of my stubs from all the concerts, but I did find what has to be my second concert. And it was actually an awesome concert. I remember the concert as far as going to it. I just didn't remember it was in 86. I didn't remember it was that early. And I have no idea who went to the concert with me. Now, I know I did not go by myself. Remember, I talked about Jeff Reynolds, Boo Boo Reynolds went with me to see Ozzy. I don't think he went with me to see David Lee Roth. Now, that's not impossible. He could have, but I don't think he did. It may have been Dale Reichert or somebody. I'm not really sure. But it was David Lee Roth, the Eat 'em and Smile tour. Now, I couldn't remember. 86 was a strange year for me. A lot of strange stuff going on, so I couldn't remember who the opening act was. And so I messaged a friend of mine, Johnny Holland, who Johnny sold me the tickets, I'm sure, because he worked for Ticketmaster at that time. He worked at Albemarle Alley, worked there for years. So, and it was Cinderella. So that means that that's probably the first time I ever saw Cinderella. It's pretty awesome. And after he reminded me of who it was, I started remembering things. You know, it's weird how things will trigger different things. Different occurrences will trigger different things. And I started remembering some about it then. And the concert was really good. They were really good. But now I'm going to tell you something. I have not been in the last several years a real big David Lee Roth fan. Okay, I admit it. I wouldn't. As a matter of fact, I was a Van Hagar fan. I saw them, Monster Rock. I'll tell about that sometime. But I was a Van Hagar fan, and so I never was that big of a David Lee Roth fan. But I'm going to tell y'all something. That was one of the best concerts I'd ever been to. Well, you say, well, now how's that possible if you wasn't that big of a fan? Well, one thing was him live. Me seeing him live, he was great. David Lee Roth was in 86 now. Now, I know not long before Eddie died and all, I saw he was on Jimmy Kimmel or some other. He wasn't that good. But I'm going to tell y'all something. In 86, live, he was the man. He was great. I'm talking about this dude didn't stop. He was wild the whole time. I mean, he put on a heck of a show. I cannot complain about that show at all. It was great. And then you put, on top of that, he had Steve Vai playing guitar for him. Now, you got to remember, at this time, in 86, Steve Vai wasn't that well known, other than, I think it's, that was even before he was on the movie Crossroads, I think. He wasn't that well known at this time. So it was kind of a break for him, big time. As a matter of fact, I think he left Roth and went with Whitesnake, which gave him more acclaim. I think he played for a band called Alcatraz before Roth, but anyway. Man, he was great, David Lee Roth. And then you throw him in with Billy Sheehan on the bass. I pity the drummer. Poor fella, I don't even remember what his name was. But how he stayed up with them guys, you just don't know. You just don't know. I do remember that drummer had a killer drum solo, though. His drum solo was really good. But Billy Sheehan on bass with Steve Vai on guitar, come on, give me a break. I mean, probably two of the best musicians in the world in the same band together. With, at that time, I'm going to have to say it, probably the best frontman. I don't compare him to Ozzy. Okay? I don't compare Roth to Ozzy. It's a different category for me. And I had saw Ozzy the same year before this. But the thing that was so wild is Roth at that time probably the best frontman of any band, as far as I'm concerned. Yet Steve Vai, one of the best guitar players in the world. Still is. And then you had Billy Sheehan, which was one of the best bass players in the world, and probably still is. They were in the same band, and it was a great show. It was a great show. I have no qualms about it. And one of the wildest things was, I've noticed this on a couple of the concerts that I went to back then. This concert was on Lori, my wife Lori's 17th birthday. Her birthday was August 26th. She turned 17 in 86 that year. So, you know, it's weird how you relate things, because knowing that at that time I was doing this is what Lori was doing. Little did we know we'd be married, because it hadn't been that long ago, we come across a video of, a picture of, well, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I am going to say this. David Lee Roth, 1986 Eat 'em and Smile Tour, awesome. It was awesome. It's still one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Now, I will talk about, it's upcoming now. Don't give up on me. I will talk about what I think was probably the most jamminest concert, the rockinest, jamminest concert I have ever been to. I'm going to talk about it, and it's coming up. And there's not a lot to elaborate on as far as the setup and how it went. I will tell you this, me and Billy Ray Sneed went together. We were together there. So he was a witness to it. So if you don't believe anything I tell about it, you can ask Billy Ray. But I'm going to tell about that one coming up. But the David Lee Roth, August 26th on a Tuesday night, 1986, it was a rocking concert. It was really good. Did not regret that one, none whatsoever. And I think the ticket prices then were $15. $15. Okay. This has been another segment from the Steering Wheel Commentator. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell.